Hi, Wendy Lee, my very dear friend. How are you today?
Oh, I'm wonderful today, and I'm so happy to be here, my dear.
So, Wendy, I know you well and love you so much, but our viewers, they've never met you before. So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your business, a little bit about your background, which I find so interesting?
Absolutely. That's a lot of things. Let's see where to begin. Um, First of all, I'm just so honored to be a part of this and be on this conversation and be a part of this group that you're building. Um, I have gotten to know you very well as a human being, and um, it's important that I'm lining up with individuals like you. So thank you so much. So, a little bit about myself. So, my name is Wendy Lee, and I'm the CEO and founder of Leadership Revolution. And that's a transformational coaching business. Um, it's a very interesting thing to even have that come out of my mouth because if you would have asked me 10 years ago, would I have left my high powered corporate position and started a business being a coach, I would have said, huh? Because I didn't even really know what that was all about. But
Well,
there's
a lot of the women in our group will relate to that, relate to being in transition, relate to changing our lives because a lot of the women in our group they have also left corporate, so you're in the right place, I'm pretty sure.
perfect. Well, it's interesting because, basically I did very well in the corporate world because I was that doer and that, I'm going to prove myself. And a lot of times I was the only woman in the room. So I felt this extra pressure to really achieve. And, um, and a lot of that came from, at that time, a need to be seen and validated and heard from some unhealed trauma that I'd experienced. So without even knowing it, I'm just going, going, going. And I'm like, I get to this certain point. I'm the senior vice president. I'm running an HR department. I have all this responsibility. And yet I still have these pieces of myself that are not making sense, especially in my personal relationships, like complete opposite of success. And I just started on this quest of searching for myself. And it wasn't something that I did automatically. You know how the universe brings us something when we need to transform and transition. And it kind of came in the way of going through my divorce, where I finally just said, you know what? And I lifted my hands up and I said, there's got to be something different. And the universe answered. I started to pay attention. I started following a coach, which I don't even think I knew that this person was a coach, but something in their message really resonated. And through that, I went on my first retreat, and it was like mind blowing. I was so asleep for most of my life. I did not even realize there was other possibilities. There was another way of being. And I discovered so much about myself and I started to change. I myself was healing and changing. So when I went back to work, people were like, what's something's different about you? Like immediately they noticed. And just everything changed. Like my lens changed. The way that I perceive things changed. And I started sneaking in transformation and things that I did because I did a lot of employee relations and I did a lot of training. And I'm just like, more people need to know about this. Like, I want everybody to know about transformation. And I finally got to the point where there was nothing awful about my job. I had learned to create healthy boundaries. And even as an executive, I was working 40 hours because I knew what was best for me. And my heart said, you're done with this part. It was a clear yes. And take what you know, take your experience from your transformation, all your experience from HR, and let's go into coaching. And I was like, okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, so it's really been a very interesting ride. And, the fundamental reason why Leadership Revolution exists is because I just have this strong passion and desire for women to find out before they leave this planet the power of ownership that they have and that they can make choices that are healthy for them and that feed their highest good. And when I see people that are stuck, I'm like, hey, come over here. Let me show you this. So it's been an interesting ride. It's had all of the ups and downs and sideways and everything you can think about. And I've been telling people, if you really want to get to know yourself, step out and be an entrepreneur.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
So really, really great that you've had experience in corporate, you've had experience as an entrepreneur, you're a transformational coach. And as you know, we are inviting you as one of our speakers for Ladies Power Lunch this year, because all the speakers that we're having coming to talk to our group this year at our monthly meetings, or coming to talk to our group this year at our conference, they're all speakers talking about transformation, talking about how to live a life that is transformed. When I say transformation, Wendy Lee, what comes up for you? What thoughts come to your mind?
My immediate response is gratitude, because transformation not only changed my life, I can say that it saved my life. Because until you know that there's another possibility and a way of thinking, your brain doesn't understand that. And it literally just says, nope, this is the only way, and this is the way it's going to be. And in my case, there was a lot of suffering around that thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I get
luckily,
that. I
yeah,
get that. Yes.
yeah. But thank goodness my soul was louder than my brain. And it said, look, girl, you're not staying here because you are meant to do way bigger things than this small thing, right? And and I just went with my heart, and I was super fortunate that I connected with brilliant people, coaches that were just 2 or 3 steps ahead of me. And in that ability to hold that space, I was able to discover for myself what I needed to transform.
Mm-hmm.
People ask me, what's the difference between a life coach and a consultant, or a life coach and a transformational coach?
Mm-hmm.
Transformation to me means that you're getting to that deep root of that behavior pattern, that thank goodness it was there, because it probably helped you through a lot of hard times when you were growing up and trying to figure it out with that little 10-year-old mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Mm-hmm.
served its purpose.
It has.
But to really transform means that you get the miracle. Your brain and your heart, they start partnering up, and it's just, there's so many more possibilities. So
Absolutely.
I adore transformation, and it's like something that I eat, breathe, sleep. It's part of
Well,
everything.
then you are in the right place, because
Yes.
that's what we're talking about this year, all year long. So I don't think our viewers realize this, but you are flying all the way from Texas to come speak to us
I
next month. I
am.
feel like the fact that you're coming all that way means that all our ladies from Ladies Lunch need to show up to see you. Why did you say yes to this opportunity?
So the first reason is that I'm in so much alignment now. I have all this clearingness that it was an automatic yes with my intuition.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Now I know that part of that is that I know your intention in the world. And if you're creating this space, then I know that this is in alignment with what I'm doing.
mm-hmm.
And I
Okay.
made a really clear decision with myself when I started my business. You know, I was trying to network and get out there and meet people. And I kept finding myself in rooms of people that I was like, this is not my space.
I
These are
know
not,
what you mean.
these are not my peeps. And I would feel kind of like, the energy wasn't, and it wasn't anything against them. It was just, I was in a different space. And I asked myself this question: what do I like to do? And how do I like to feel when I'm there? So
Mm-hmm.
everything that I invite in is, what do I like to do? I love to share my message with other women that are open to receive and are on that path. How do I like to feel? Like this: enjoy and know that, yes. So I'm coming all the way because I want to get this message out to everybody. And I love and honor what you're doing in the world. And so I know that this is the right place for me to be.
Thank you, Wendy. So I know you're going to be talking about using your vulnerability as part of your transformation. I know you're going to be really giving a lot of good value to all the people who will be attending. And so, my question for you is, if there's anybody out there who's watching this who's kind of on the fence about whether or not to come to our next ladies' lunch, at which you will be our main speaker, what would you have to say to them?
Yeah. What's coming up for me is that, first of all, if you have any inkling to go, that means this is for you, right? If your automatic response is yes, a lot of times we say yes, but I have this other thing. Yes, but whatever it might be. And what if you made the decision based on your intuition that's leading you to this next step? I've been really practicing that with me
Yes.
instead of going up here,
Yes.
because that's not been very reliable. I love you, brain, but you're not as reliable as my heart and my intuition. And also, here's what I know, because it keeps coming across with my clients and people that are coming across my path, is that we still find it hard to show up in our business. We still find it hard to be seen, like really be seen, who we are as a human being in our, when we talk to people about what we do, in our marketing, how we're showing up in the world. And people cannot find us if we're not in that vulnerable space. And I know it feels vulnerable. And that's why we say, I don't know if I can go there. But what I have learned is that when we use that vulnerability as an advantage, there is so much juicy goodness on the other side.
Awesome.
Yes.
Very, very lovely. Um, I thank you for taking this time to speak with me today, and certainly for coming down to speak to our Ladies Power Lunch group. And I want to also say thank you for the free gift that
Oh,
you're offering to our group. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
yes, absolutely. So again, my mission is to get this word out to everybody, because I know how powerful it has transformed my life. So I would like to gift everybody an opportunity to get a download of the Vulnerability Advantage. It's basically 10 benefits from really owning and stepping into your vulnerability that maybe you didn't think about. Um, and it will also, when you sign up for it, then you'll also get a series of videos where you can kind of go through each step and learn. Like, I'm super vulnerable now. So you're going to learn a lot about how specifically each step helped me and what I discovered along the way. So it's basically a free guide. And then when you sign up, you'll get on the email list that will send you over to the videos. And I had so much fun making the videos. I had so much fun, partly because I was like, wow, I've grown a lot, with some of my stories that I share. So the way that you can get it, and I'm sure we'll post it in here as well, is if you go to Lead Her Ship Revolution, LEADHER SHIP Revolution, one word, .com/vulnerability.
Okay, that's pretty easy to remember. Well, Wendy Lee, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. It always is. Thank you so much. So very, very grateful for all the things that you're bringing to us. And I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
You are so welcome, and I am so excited. I mean, not only am I coming over there, but I'm coming over there in the dead of winter. That's how much I want to be with y'all, because today it is actually, oh, probably 70 degrees here in Houston.
We don't want to hear it
I'm
because
going to bring
it's
all
like
this
15
sunshine.
degrees here.
I'm going to bring all this sunshine, and I'm going to warm everybody up.
We can't wait to see you. Thank you so much,
I love
Wendy
you.
Lee. Have
Thank
a
you.
great day, everybody, and I hope to see you at the next ladies' lunch.
You too. Bye-bye.